Good afternoon, dear students. Today I will discuss about the topic boiler draught and its types. Before going on the main slide, today I will discuss about the outline. This is the introduction of boiler draught, draught classification, natural draught, artificial draught, forced draught, introduced draught, balanced draught. This is the first slides of the today lecture. What is the basic definition of the boiler draught? So draught may be defined as the small pressure difference between the pressure of the outside air and that of the gas within a furnace or the chimney at a great level, which causes flow of air oblique hot flue gases to take place through the boiler. बॉयलर ड्रॉट नॉर्मली जो घरों में इस्तेमाल किया जाता है कि वहां पे खाना बनाते समय यदि गैसेस बनती हैं तो उनको निकालने के लिए दो तरीके से हम गैसेस को बाहर निकालते हैं, या तो बाई नेचुरल वे या तो फिर आर्टिफिशियल एग्जॉस्ट फैन लगा के। तो यहाँ पे ड्रॉट का मतलब वही है कि डिफरेंस ऑफ प्रेशर, बाहर का जो प्रेशर है और अंदर का जो प्रेशर है उन दोनों के बीच में डिफरेंस होता है, जिसकी वजह से गैसेस जो है ऑटोमेटिकली बाहर की तरफ निकल जाती हैं। द ड्रॉट इज नेसेसरी टू फोर्स एयर थ्रू द फ्यूल बेड ऑब्लिगेट टू द एड इन प्रॉपर कंबशन ऑफ द फ्यूल एंड टू रिमूव द प्रोडक्ट्स ऑफ द कंबशन। ड्रॉट का जो दूसरा फंक्शन है कि कंबशन करते वक्त में कई बार आपने देखा मार्केट में हम जब जाते हैं तो जो फर्नेस रहती है उसमें एक फैन लगा रहता है बॉटम साइड पे, जो कि एयर सप्लाई करता है कंबशन रेट को बढ़ाने के लिए। तो प्रॉपर कंबशन रेट होने के लिए फ्यूल के लिए एयर की रिक्वायरमेंट की जरूरत पड़ती है, तो उसके लिए भी ड्रॉट की नेसेसरी रहती है। तो ड्रॉट इट विल बी प्रोड्यूस बाय द providing the extra oxygen to the furnace where the combustion is taking place. That is flue gases to the atmosphere after they have to given their heat to the water being evaporated in the boiler. For the removing of the product of combustion, flue gases को एटमॉस्फेयर की तरफ पास किया जाता है यदि उनको हीट प्रोवाइड प्रॉपर तरीके से की जा रही है और प्रॉपर तरीके से यदि एवोपरेट बॉयलर में किया जा रहा है। ड्रॉट also provides the velocity to the flue gases and the so increase the heat transfer coefficient in the boiler. ड्रॉट का जो मेनली फंक्शन है, जो फ्लू गैसेस है उनको वेलोसिटी प्रोवाइड करना रहता है ताकि हीट ट्रांसफर कोफिशिएंट को हम बॉयलर के अंदर इंक्रीज कर सके। एंड इट इज एसेंशियली रिक्वायर्ड इन ए बॉयलर एंड कैन बी प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय ए नंबर ऑफ द मेथड। So this is thus draught it is essentially required in a boiler and can be produced by a number of the method. This is the T diagram for the draught, where it can be described in the main various ways. That is the natural draught. This is the natural draught produced by the chimney and due to the difference of the pressure. This is the artificial draught. The artificial draught, it will be produced by the some other means, that is the steam jet draught produced by the steam jet. Mechanical draught, it is produced by the fan or the blower. Another type of the steam jet draught, that is the induced draught and the forced draught. And the mechanical draught, it will be of the induced draught, forced draught, and the balance force and the induced draught. So there are the number of the draught will be used in the boiler sections. तो मैकेनिकल ड्रॉट जो है वो आपका इंड्यूस और फोर्स टाइप का रहता है, जिसे आईडी फैन और एफडी फैन थर्मल पावर प्लांट में बोलते हैं। स्टीम जेट ड्रॉट भी दो तरीके से प्रोड्यूस किया जाता है, इट विल बी क्रिएट बाय द ऑटोमेटिकली इंट्रोड्यूस मैनर और इट विल बी क्रिएट बाय द फोर्स मैनर। Similarly here, if the balanced draught it is used, that means the ID and the FD fan both is necessary for the producing of the draught for the boiler section. So this is the draught tree diagram. This is the natural draught. It will be obtained naturally by the use of the chimney, and it will be produced by the due to the difference of the density in the outside and the inside of the atmosphere. Chimney, which is the conical shape, vertical tubular steel or the masonry or the concrete structure having a large height. The flue gases after the transferring their heat in the boiler are guided by the chimney to a considerable height in the atmosphere. As the chimney has a large height and it only outlet from the boiler, it remains filled by the hot flue gases. These gases, however, have given their heat to the water in the boiler are still hotter than the boiler room air. And due to this, the exhaust gases are the lighter in weight than the outside air. नॉर्मली जो फर्नेस के अंदर या कंबशन चैम्बर के अंदर जो गैसेस प्रोड्यूस हो रही हैं वो वेट में लाइटर रहती हैं कंपैरिजन टू द आउटसाइड कोल्ड एयर, एंड सो लिफ्ट्स अप नेचुरली इन द चिमनी एंड फाइनली एस्केपिंग आउट ऑफ द इन द एटमॉस्फेयर फ्रॉम द टॉप ऑफ चिमनी। तो उनको निकलने में बहुत ही आसानी रहती है, क्योंकि अंदर का जो एटमॉस्फेयर रहता है या प्रेशर जो डिफरेंस रहता है वो काफी कम रहता है कंपैरिजन टू द कोल्ड एटमॉस्फेयर ऑफ द आउटसाइड। That's why the gases will flow to the automatically in the from the chimney to the atmosphere. As the flue gases lift up in the chimney, more gases from the fuel bed flow towards the chimney to take their places. During this process, they first flow through the boiler and do the job of the heating of the water and the produce steam. As the flue gases flow through the boiler and then to the chimney, fresh air from the outside naturally enter the boiler. जैसी गैसेस बाहर निकलती हैं, जो फ्रेश एयर रहती है बाहर फ्लो हो रही है, वो ऑटोमेटिकली अंदर एंटर करती है एंड हेल्प इन द बर्निंग ऑफ द फ्यूल एंड द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ द हॉट फ्लो गैसेस. तो बर्निंग ऑफ फ्यूल मतलब फ्यूल को कंबशन प्रॉपर होने के लिए मदद करती हैं और जो प्रोडक्शन हो रहा है हॉट फ्लो गैसेस का उसमें हेल्प करती हैं. So in this way, a small pressure difference which is naturally created between the base of the chimney and the air inlet point of the boiler because of the density difference between of the hot flue gases inside the chimney and the fresh cold air outside. This pressure difference which is called the natural draught because it is produced by the natural manner. So this is the diagram for the draught where the height of the chimney of the column of hot gas which is the describing in the left hand side. This is the producing in the left hand side, and this is the chimney where the gases is passing through this manner going to the atmosphere. It is passing through the topmost side. Boiler where it is the grate level combustion chamber where the fuel combustion take place. ये great level है जहाँ पे कि fuel का combustion हो रहा है. Column of the cold atmospheric air, it is represented by the right hand side, and this is the datum level where the column of the cold atmospheric air will be measured. And after that, column of the hot gases which will be produced, that will be indicated by the letter small h. H dash, that is the column of the hot gas, and this is the height of the chimney where the require for the efficiently flowing gases to the atmosphere. The fresh air which is enter in the grate level surface for the efficient combustion of the fuel in the combustion chamber, and this is the pressure. It is the initial pressure. This is the outlet pressure, which are the required for the pressure difference for the inside and the outside of the atmosphere. Inside that is called the combustion chamber pressure, and the outside that is the cold air pressure. Artificial draught, when the draught is produced by the some external agency, that is the mechanical fan or the blower or by the steam jet, that is called the artificial draught. आर्टिफिशियल ड्रॉट वो माना जाता है जब किसी एक्सटर्नल एजेंसी के द्वारा क्रिएट किया जाता है. इन द मॉडर्न कमर्शियल बॉयलर्स, मोर वैल्यू ऑफ द ड्रॉट व्हिच विल बी रिक्वायर्ड टू इंक्रीज द heat transfer coefficient and hence the thermal efficiency. So artificial draught, it must to use to overcome the flow resistance offered by the large flue passes. Forced draught, that is the positive pressure draught. Fan is installed at the base of the boiler before the grate, which forces the outside air through the fuel bed furnace and the air preheater, then flue gases through the flue passes and the economizer. तो जो फोर्स ड्रॉट रहता है ये बॉयलर के बेस में लगा रहता है ताकि कंबशन प्रॉपर होने के लिए फ्यूल के लिए कंबशन ऑफ फ्यूल should be proper. It should be required the proper amount of the oxygen. It will be provided by the forced draught fan. The enclosure for the furnace has to be very tightly sealed so that the gases from the furnace do not leak out in the boiler house. Next is the introduced draught. इंट्रोड्यूस ड्रॉट जो रहता है बॉयलर के या चिमनी के बिलो साइड पे लगा रहता है, नीचे साइड पे लगा रहता है. In this system, a fan or blower, it is located at or near the base of the chimney, which creates a partial vacuum in the furnace and the flue passes. Thus, the air and the flue gases are drawn through the boiler due to the comparatively higher pressure of the outside air. तो नॉर्मली इस तरह का जो ड्रॉट रहता है वो काफी इफिशिएंट तरीके से वर्क करता है. It is convenient to produce introduced draught, and the like in the forced draught, any type of the fan or blower may be used. Balanced draught, which is the combination of the forced and the introduced draught. Forced draught fan overcome the resistance in the air preheater and the grate, and the introduced draught fan overcome the draught losses through the boiler economizer and the connecting flue passes. तो normally जैसा कि हमने पिछली स्लाइड में बताया कि introduced draught जो रहता है, it is placing at the below the boiler surface, but forced draught, it is placed at the bottom of the chimney. Depending on the type of the fuel burnt and the type of the boiler, the fan or the blower used may be of the any type as the radial or the axial. What are the advantages of the mechanical draught? Mechanical draught का advantage क्या होता है? उसको देख लेते हैं। तो मैकेनिकल ड्रॉट का जो एडवांटेज है वो ये है, इट इज मोर इकोनॉमिकल and its control is easy. Desired value of the draught can be produced by the mechanical means, which cannot be produced by the means of the natural draught. It increases the rate of the combustion by which the low grade fuel can be also used. मैकेनिकल ड्रॉट की जो एडवांटेज है वो ये रहते हैं कि किसी भी तरीके का जो ड्रॉट है वो प्रोड्यूस किया जाता है मैकेनिकल तरीके से, और जो कि नेचुरल ड्रॉट से हम नहीं कर पा रहे थे वो मैकेनिकल तरीके से यहाँ पे कर सकते हैं। एंड रेट ऑफ कंबशन जो है मैकेनिकल ड्रॉट से बहुत इजीली तरीके से बढ़ सकता है यदि हम लो ग्रेड के फ्यूल को यूज करते हैं। इट रिड्यूसेस द स्मोक लेवल एंड इंक्रीजिंग द हीट ट्रांसफर कोफिशिएंट। स्मोक लेवल को कम करता है और हीट ट्रांसफर कोफिशिएंट को बढ़ाता है ऑन द फ्लू गैसेस, thus increases the thermal efficiency of the boiler, जिसके कारण की बॉयलर की जो थर्मल इफिशिएंसी है वो बढ़ जाती है। Then it saves the energy and the heat of the flue gases can be best utilized by it. What are the disadvantages of the mechanical ड्रॉट? इनिशियल कॉस्ट जो रहती है मैकेनिकल ड्रॉट सिस्टम की वो ज्यादा रहती है, रनिंग कॉस्ट जो रहती है वो भी ज्यादा रहती है, दैट इज द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, बट दैट इज इजिली compensated by the saving in the fuel consumption. तो जो फ्यूल कंजम्पशन को यदि हमें सेव करना है तो रनिंग कॉस्ट को जो है वो हमें थोड़ा सा देखना पड़ता है, अदरवाइज वहां पे हमारी जो फ्यूल कंजम्पशन है वो बढ़ जाती है। मेंटेनेंस कॉस्ट भी बहुत ज्यादा रहती है और जो नॉइज लेवल रहता है बॉयलर का वो भी बहुत ज्यादा रहता है, क्योंकि वहां पे जो फैन या ब्लोअर लगता है उसकी आवाज बहुत ज्यादा रहती है। Steam jet draught. This is the another type of the draught. It is the very simple and the easy method of the producing artificial draught without the need of an electric motor. Steam under pressure, which is available in the boiler, when a small portion of the steam which is passed through the jet of the nozzle, pressure energy converted into the kinetic energy, and the steam comes out with a high velocity. This high velocity steam carries along with it a large mass of the air or the flue gases and make it to flow through the boiler. Steam jet, which is the directed towards a fixed direction and that carries all its energy in the kinetic form, it creates some vacuum in the surrounding and so attract the air of the flue gases either by the carrying the along with it. Thus, it has the capacity to make the flow of the flue gases either by carrying or introducing towards the chimney. So this is the basic functioning of the steam jet rod, which are the depicted in this figure, which where the hot flue gases are passing through the outside of the tubes and the steam will be is a force through this direction. So this is the steam draught. Exhaust steam is coming from the steam engine. Steam engine आपने पढ़ा था, steam engine में जो steam है, there will be a chances of the escaping of the steam when after the not using in the steam engine, and it will be passes through the exhaust port. So this steam can be utilized for the steam jet draught, producing of the high efficiently draught and the gases, flue gases, which are the passing through the outside of the these tubes. So exhaust steam and the flue gases which are the escaping from the another side. So gases which are the passes through the topmost side going into the atmosphere, and the steam which are coming from the bottom inside in the steam, from the steam engines. Forced steam jet rod, that is steam from the boiler after having been throttled to a gauge pressure of the 1.5 to 2 bar, which is supplied to the jet or the nozzle installed in the aspect. The steam emerging out of the nozzle with a great velocity drags air along the fuel bed, furnace flue passes and then to the chimney. Steam jet is a forcing the air and the flue gases to flow through the boiler, and hence it is forced steam jet rod. In reduced steam jet rod, the jet of the steam which is diverted into the smoke box or the chimney, the kinetic head of the steam which is the high but the static head is the low. तो इंट्रोड्यूस स्टीम जेट ड्रॉट में जो काइनेटिक हेड है वो स्टीम का हाई रहता है, जबकि स्टैटिक हेड जो है वो लो रहता है. इट क्रिएट ए पार्शियल वैक्यूम व्हिच ड्रॉज द एयर थ्रू द ग्रेट aspect flue and then to the motor box and the chimney. This type of the arrangement which is employed in the locomotive boilers, and the steam jet it is sucking the flue gases through the boiler, so it is introduced steam jet draught. What are the advantages of the steam jet draught? That is the introduced type of the steam jet draught, that is quite in simple and the cheap. बहुत ही सिंपल तरीके का बना होता है, सस्ता होता है, मार्केट में मिलता है. इट हैज द कैपेबिलिटी ऑफ द यूजिंग लो ग्रेड ऑफ द फ्यूल. लो कैटेगरी के जो फ्यूल है उसको इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. इट ऑक्युपाइज द वेरी लेस स्पेस, बहुत कम जगह को घेरता है. इनिशियल कॉस्ट इसकी कम होती है. मेंटेनेंस कॉस्ट भी कम होती है। एग्जॉस्ट स्टीम फ्रॉम द स्टीम इंजन और द टर्बाइन कैन बी यूज्ड इजिली इन द स्टीम जेट ड्रॉट। Disadvantage, it can operate only when the some steam is generated. Draught produces very low. Draught losses, कौन कौन से losses होते हैं? Loss due to the fractional resistance which are the offered by the flue gas passes to the flow of the flue gases. Loss due to the bends in the gas flow circuit which also offer the flow resistance. Loss due to the friction head in the grate of economizer, superheater. Loss due to the flow resistance that is offered by the chimney. Loss due to the imparting some velocity to flue gases which is required to increase the heat transfer in the boiler and also to throw away the flue gases from the chimney. These are the draught losses. तो draught losses normally वहां की fractional resistance के कारण होता है, bend in gas के कारण होता है, fractional head के कारण होता है, और यदि कुछ fractional resistance ऑफर हो रहा है चिमनी द्वारा तो उसके भी कारण हो सकता है। कुछ वेलोसिटी जो फ्लू गैसेस को पास की जाती है जो कि हीट ट्रांसफर को बढ़ाती है, उस कारण से भी ड्रॉट के लॉसेस होते हैं। तो दीज आर द टुडे लेक्चर। थैंक यू।